Hey traders, it's Reed from Shift to Alpha. And if you've been funded, maybe more than once, and every time you blow the account or give back profits, a part of you wonders if you're even cut out for this. This video is exactly for you. The funded trader's identity crisis and what nobody's really talking about. It's for the traders who have shown with real data, real trades, real numbers that you can generate profit and you still can't keep it. And the thing is, that's eating them alive. It's not about the money anymore. It's the question underneath the money. Can you actually do this? What if you can't do this? What if you will continue giving back profits to the market? What if trading will never be more than just a hobby for you? Let me describe what this actually feels like because nobody talks about it. You pass your evaluation, you get funded with six figures. Maybe it's a $100,000 account or a $200,000 account, whatever that number is slash was, maybe more. You feel it. You're excited. You feel validation that you're finally trading the right way. And you tell yourself, I knew I could do this all along. And the first week may go really well. You're executing your strategy perfectly. The profits start to build and you start to relax. Then something starts to break. A losing streak happens. Revenge trade starts to occur. An oversized position that made sense in the moment, but destroyed your account in an hour. And the key is, the pain isn't the money that's being lost. It's the underlying psychological question. Why can't you keep the profits that you actually make? And now you're sitting in front of an account that has very little to no profit because you gave it all back to the market. And you're thinking to yourself, I did this again. And the thing is, it's not the breach of your trading rules that hurts the most. It's what that breach of your trading rules actually says about you and your trading and that story that you have within your mind. Because you literally proved with data that you can trade. The evaluation proved it. Even if you're not a funded trader, the mere profit that you've been able to reliably make in your account proves it. The first few days proved it. Your win rate on clean trades proves it. So the only explanation your brain can come up with is there has to be something wrong with me. Not with the strategy, not with the market, with you. And that's the identity crisis. It's the gap between what you've proven you can do and what keeps happening when it counts. And your brain fills that gap with the worst possible conclusion. I'm the problem. And this internal conclusion triggers an identity crisis, creating a self-fulfilling prophecy of future mechanical failure. In other words, you truly are what you believe. And with this identity crisis, believing something that's not indicative to how you want to perform in your trading is one of the most detrimental things possible. Most traders think this is a mindset issue. I just need more confidence. I just need to believe in myself. I just need to develop a winner's mentality. But that's the wrong diagnosis because the confidence wasn't the problem in the first place. You had the confidence when you passed the evaluation. You had the confidence when you had a winning streak, when you were reliably putting profits in your account. You had the confidence. You don't lack belief in your ability to trade. What's happening is something more mechanical than that. It's important to note that confidence really is a lagging indicator of execution quality, not a leading prerequisite of strategy adherence. Forcing confidence against empirical failure creates more failure. In other words, you gain confidence over time as your execution quality improves. Every time you build profit and you give it back to the market, your nervous system records a pattern. Your brain records it, not a thought, a pattern. The sequence is approach the goal, feel the pressure increase, execution quality degrades, outcome is a loss. Your survival system doesn't analyze this rationally. It doesn't say, well, the strategy is sound and the execution breaks were caused by specific triggers we can address. It says, approaching this goal led to pain. Avoid approaching this goal. So the next time you start building profit, the exact situation you want to be in, your survival system activates earlier. The anxiety hits sooner. The state shift starts before you even realize. Because that survival system, it hijacks your prefrontal cortex. Rational risk management is disregarded, resulting in forced losses to alleviate the internal subconscious pressure. And it's happening without you realizing it's happening. And that's why so many traders can't even explain what's going on in their trading. And now you're trading with an invisible ceiling, not a drawdown limit, an emotional one. built from a memory of every time you had profit and lost it. This is not a confidence problem. It's a conditioned threat response that's been embedded in your brain from trading. Your brain learned that getting close to payout is dangerous, and it's trying to protect you by sabotaging the thing you want most. This is not a confidence problem. It's a conditioned response. And here's where it gets expensive. The common fix is don't touch this. It doesn't solve this. Positive self-talk is great, but it doesn't work for this because you're trying to override a pattern that fires below your conscious awareness. Affirmations hit your thinking system. The threat response runs in your survival system, different layers, different speeds, different regions. Taking a break doesn't work either because the pattern isn't fatigue. It's conditioning. You can rest for a month. You can stop looking at the chart. You can take a vacation, come back. And the moment you start approaching the same profit level or the same date close to a payout where you put it into your actual bank account, the same response fires. Switching firms doesn't work. Switching strategies doesn't work. Studying a new evaluation, a new mentor doesn't work because you're carrying the same pattern with you. It's not in the account. It's in your mind. It's in your nervous system. And every cycle that repeats. You fund it, you build it, you blow the profits, you reset. The identity cost compounds. You stop trusting your own decisions. You second guess entries you would have taken with conviction 6 months ago. You start trading smaller, not because of risk management, but because you're afraid of yourself. You start hesitating before entries. You start getting in on trades at non-optimal prices because you waited too long, afraid of what you'll do if you get ahead again. That's the real cost. It's not the profits that you actually lost in your account. It's not having to reset an account. It's the slow erosion of self-trust that makes every future attempt harder than the last. The true cost is the catastrophic degradation of your trading identity. And this is when things like execution hesitancy, pausing before you enter, freezing, it increases and creates mechanical slippage, mathematically degrading the strategy's expected value and win rate over an extended sample period. That's saying because you have self-trust issues in your own abilities now, you're going to start doing things like hesitating way more often before you enter into a trade. And as you know, over time, over a span of trades, this is going to destroy your edge. And that's why so many traders we come across, they've actually become unprofitable with a profitable strategy. And it's simply because of their issues with their self-trust that's been ingrained and embedded into their nervous system, into their mind, into the very way they think. Because it's such a true statement. You become what you think, and how you view yourself is how you truly will behave. And trading exposes that to the 10th degree. And the real tragedy here is that you were never as far from consistency as you believed. You were never as far from being able to actually realize the profits you made and putting them into your account. You were never far from having that consistent profitable trading that you've been desiring. The execution data that you have, it proves it if you go through it. Your clean trades, it proves it. The gap between where you are and where you want to be is tiny. It's so small. It's smaller than you even think. That's exactly why we created Shift to Alpha, because you're really only one small shift to alpha where you want to be in your trading. It only takes one small shift because the gap is smaller than you even know, but we have to use the right tactics to be able to close the gap, even if it is small. But it feels massive because your identity took the hit. So what actually fixes this? We understand the problem. We understand what's going on. So what's the real fix for this? It's not more confidence. I can tell you now, it's not more bloody affirmations. Not just trust yourself or you need a better strategy. What you truly need is a system. And here at Shift to Alpha, we call it an alpha trading plan that's built around your existing strategy and designed to hold your execution steady even when your survival system is screaming. It doesn't require you to feel confident. It doesn't require you to believe in yourself first. It provides a structure that keeps execution clean regardless of your internal state, so that over time, the evidence of consistency rewrites the pattern. Because remember, confidence is a lagging indicator. So if we are able to have an objective system that's hand tailored to you specifically as a trader to your specific points where you self-sabotage your triggers, and you're able to start having clean, disciplined trading. So that every trade you should have took according to your strategy, you took it. The profits that you should have gotten according to your strategy, you have them. You're not leaving any profit on the table, regardless of how you feel. And over time, the lagging indicator called confidence is going to catch up, and your identity and self-perception as a trader will transform. You rebuild that self-trust through data, not through hope. But this architecture, it has to be tailored to your specific patterns. That's why YouTube videos don't help. They don't work. That's why joining another group doesn't help, doesn't work, because every single person is different and every single person is unique. And the moment that your specific state shifts, or what triggers you into fight or flight mode, how it shows up in your trading, that is going to be different, specific, and unique for every single trader. The system has to be built around you, not around a generic template or a one size fits all solution or advice. That's exactly why the point of this channel is to be able to expose you to the value of having an alpha trading plan. And if you want to develop this the right way, you can come work with us one-on-one, and we will help you build this specifically to you and make sure it stands the live market as we trade with you live. But regardless of whether you work with us at Shift to Alpha or not, the point of this is to be able to expose you to the gap and what's actually causing this gap, so that you can understand the right solutions to solve it. So you can stop wasting money buying more strategies. You can stop wasting money on more mentors. You can stop chasing all of these solutions that don't truly close the gap. And we found there's so many gaps in trading. People are journaling the wrong way because they think journaling is going to close some form of gap in their trading that journaling was never meant to close. The execution gap, hesitating before entry. There's so many specific problems that we have come across that traders have. And most of the traders we've encountered, they don't understand the true underlying cause. And the solution is truly building this type of architecture that's tailored around your trading. Whether it's the alpha trading plan that we built for you, or whether it's you doing a DIY and figuring this out yourself and using these videos as a guide, it doesn't matter how it is. We want you to be aware of what the real gap is. So considering that this is a highly personalized and tailored solution for every single trader, and of course, we can't give a personalized solution to a video going out to dozens, hundreds, thousands of traders. But what we can do is give you steps, tricks, and practical things that you can start trying in your trading today. And here's one shift that you can start trying out right now. And the shift is so simple, but a lot of traders don't do it. And the shift is to stop measuring your trading in outcomes and start measuring it in execution quality. After each session, ask one question. Did I follow my plan on every trade? Yes or no? Not did I make money? Not was it a good day? Just did my execution hold? Because when you start scoring yourself on process instead of profit, you break the link between profit and loss and your identity. A losing day with clean execution becomes proof that you're building something, not evidence that you're broken. Fixating on profit and loss, it really reinforces the conditioned threat response. Relentless process focus starves it of oxygen. In other words, we need to redefine what success is. We need to redefine what failure is, because you cannot control the outcome of any specific trade. You cannot control the outcome of any specific day. So basing your identity upon something that you can't control is the easiest way to build a negative identity as a trader. And that negative identity as a trader, like we already know, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, and it becomes harder and harder to break in the future. This is something so simple you can do right now, because you can control and measure your execution, but not your outcome. Now, while this is a very powerful thing, if you really wrap your mind around it and start practicing it, you need to know that this won't rebuild your whole identity overnight. You've been trading. You might have lost thousands of dollars, tens of thousands, hundreds, or even millions of dollars trading. In those things, you might have painted a story about yourself, a story about how you are as a trading, about how you are as a trader. So with this new redefinition of what a win is and a loss is, absolutely it helps, but it's still trying to rewire all of those hardwired beliefs you have within you. And this is going to take some time. It's not overnight, but it interrupts the pattern that's been compounding the damage. That's the part that nobody talks about. The give back profit loop. is what we call when you keep giving back profits to the market, and it's a loop, it's a habit, it's a cycle that you continue. That isn't just a financial problem, it's an identity problem. Every cycle teaches your nervous system to fear the thing you're working towards, and no other strategy, no other change that you can make, no tweaks, no indicator, nothing will fix that, because the pattern isn't in the market, it's in your own mind. But it's not a character flaw. It's a conditioned response, like we talked about. And conditioned responses can be rebuilt. Just like it was conditioned into your mind, a different response can be conditioned to replace it. Not by trying harder, not by believing more, but by building a system that gives your brain new evidence. Evidence that approaching the goal doesn't have to end the same way. Evidence that I am executing this strategy disciplined and consistently. And that evidence, because we've tied our new identity towards process over outcome, our new identity is going to start becoming more and more confident as that lagging indicator, which is confidence, catches up. So this alpha shift, this way to be able to shift from giving back profits to the market constantly to where you want to be, it's a structured rebuild based on mechanical systems, objective, nothing feel-based. It provides the brain with undeniable new evidence that approaching the goal, approaching the payout, approaching big profit figures and numbers, that it's safe. It's characterized by rigid execution parameters regardless of emotional state. It has to be rigid execution parameters that you follow regardless of how you feel. If it's not objective and if it's not specific and rigid, then you're probably going to shift right back into giving profits to the market over and over, and you're going to stay in that cycle. Your job isn't to fix yourself. No doctor does surgery on himself. No psychologist does psychology work on his own mind. You can't do that. It doesn't work that way. What you do is to build something that holds so that the data can fix the story. And it doesn't matter how ingrained these things may be in your mind. It doesn't matter the story that you tell yourself as a trader. It doesn't matter how you feel when you're trading. None of those things matter. Because I know for a lot of traders that we've talked to, their identity is so hard ingrained within them that they make simple, silly errors. And this can be things like they see the market, but the market is warped when they see it. The chart is warped when they see it. They're not seeing what the chart is really telling them. Or they may press the sell button instead of the buy button. Or they may move their stop loss instead of their take profit. All of these things happen and you think it's silly errors, but it's really your subconscious trying to protect you because of the identity that's been developed. And that's when so many traders make silly, stupid, dumb mistakes and they can't even explain why or how in the world that happened. It's because of your identity and the story that you tell yourself. But I want you to know that you are only one small shift to alpha. If these videos have been helping you, I definitely want you to write below exactly what are you dealing with? What is that shift that you're looking to have happen? What is that gap? What's the story that you've been telling yourself? Write it down below in the comments. I definitely read them and I'm so curious to know what's happening with your specific trading. And until next time.